Tonight, big changes to this year's homecoming festivities. Find out what they are.
Plus, students are encouraged to help a local organization build a house in only a few days. Stay tuned. TrojanVision Nightly News starts now.
Digital Production Center on the Troy campus with news from Troy University locations around the world. This is Troy TrojanVision Nightly News.
Hello and welcome to Troy TrojanVision Nightly News for November 1st, 2011. I'm Yasmin Hill.
And I'm Courtney Steele. Thank you for joining us this evening. The time has changed for the Troy University's homecoming matchup against the Mean Green of North Texas, and it's affecting the start times of some other homecoming activities as well. The university announced yesterday that the time for the homecoming game will be moved to noon on Saturday, November 11th to accommodate a TV broadcast on CSS. But the move up from 2:30 to noon has also caused a change in the start time for the annual homecoming parade. The parade is now set to start at 9 Saturday morning, an hour earlier than originally scheduled. Organizers say the arrival times for floats and other participating groups will also be moved up accordingly as well.
In celebration of homecoming, the Brothers of Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity are having their annual step show the night of the homecoming game. The fraternity plays host to the event each year, bringing step teams from all over the state of Alabama to Troy to show what they've got. This year, you can purchase tickets for the Gold Rush Step Show from the members for $10 in advance. After the first 200 tickets are sold, the price will go up to $15, and at the door, there will be $20. The fraternity is donating a percentage of the proceeds to its philanthropy, Relay for Life. And one member says any amount of money helps a cancer patient, and he knows that firsthand.
It means a lot because I am personally touched. I have different people throughout my family that are cancer survivors and things like that. And I know how strenuous it is on them as a burden as far as financially and stuff like that. So any little bit that we can do will go a long way.
The Gold Rush Step Show will be at 7 o'clock p.m. on November 12th in Claudia Crosby Theater. The members say there is limited seating left.
Have you ever built a house, or have you ever seen a house built in only 3 days? Well, this weekend you will have the opportunity to experience both. The Troy University chapter of the Habitat for Humanity is now preparing for its Blitz Bill that will take place later this week. Today I got a chance to speak with the executive director to see what are the plans. This Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, the Troy University campus chapter of the Habitat for Humanity will be building another house for a family in need.
We're fixing to have a blitz build. We're fixing to put up a house in 3 days. We're going to start this Thursday, and by Saturday, you see the cement behind me, this flat slab. By Saturday night, it will be a house, look like a house you can live in.
Johnson said by Saturday the house will have shingles and siding on it with the help of all the anticipated volunteers. He also encourages everyone interested to come out, regardless of their level of experience in building a house.
All you have to know is how to follow instructions, and we mostly have young ladies out here to do the work. It's not hard. It's not rocket science. There's some of it is complicated. We don't want you to do anything you're not comfortable with or you feel in danger of.
Several people and organizations throughout the Troy community came out to help the Habitat for Humanity in their last build in Brundage. Johnson said he looks forward to working with those people and more to help make this build a successful one as well.
Last spring we had 400 volunteers put in 2,000 hours in 3 days. That's a lot. And that's 5 hours a person, and that's up from 3.5 hours a person for the other builds we've been having.
As far as materials go, Johnson said he has just about everything he needs for this build. However, besides the people to work, the only other thing he needs is
smiling faces and giving hearts. And if you want to bring snacks for people, bring snacks or waters, or we actually have people come by sometimes. They just want to see the progress. They'll bring cupcakes or brownies or a case or two of water, just anything like that that'll help.
There are no requirements for people that want to help out with this build. All individuals and organizations are invited to come help out. The build will take place at 711 Martin Luther King Drive off Academy Street. If you would like more information or would like to help with the build, you can call Fred Johnson at 334-372-7578.
And now taking a look at news from around the state. Pelham police say they're searching for those who caused $10,000 worth of damage at the city park. The head of the parks department thinks the crime might be gang-related and a form of retaliation against the state government over Alabama's new illegal immigration law.
Former Health South CEO Richard Scrushy has lost a bid to be released from prison on bond for his conviction on robbery charges in a government corruption case. U.S. District Judge Mark Fuller has rejected Scrushy's request that he be released from prison.
The Shelby County Sheriff's Office says the deaths of 3 people whose bodies were discovered outside their home resulted from a murder-suicide. Investigators say the bodies were discovered Friday. The autopsies reveal that all 3 died as a result of gunshot wounds, and 1 was self-inflicted.
Still to come on TrojanVision Nightly News, now that the volleyball team has finished their road schedule, they're looking to start a whole new winning streak at home. Tiffany and Lester will have those details and more later on in sports.
But first, Republican presidential candidates are in Iowa today for a forum to outline their plans for fixing the U.S. economy. We'll have more details when we come back.
GOP candidates talk taxes in Iowa. I'm Danielle Nottingham at the White House. Coming up, is the front runner in danger of slipping in the polls?
Hi, I'm Mia Hamm. As an athlete, I know injuries happen quickly, so I've teamed up with the American Association of Orthodontists to ask athletes to play it safe. Wear mouthguards, face masks, and helmets to prevent injuries. Visit braces.org.
In 1887, it was written that we want to educate the mind to think, the heart to feel, the body to act. And it's no different today than it was 125 years ago. Some things never change. The mission of this university is to prepare leaders who are going to go into the communities and make a difference. And I think it's within that culture of caring that excellence is found.
Troy University, in class, online, within reach. Troy.edu.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning TrojanVision Nightly News.
The Republicans fighting for their party's nomination took turns addressing an Iowa audience, talking about their plans to simplify the tax code. But the candidate best known for his tax plan, Herman Cain, wasn't there.
He's led an unconventional campaign so far, but now he finds himself spending a second day answering questions about sexual harassment allegations. Danielle Nottingham reports from the White House.
Speaker Newt Gingrich.
GOP White House hopefuls talked up their economic agendas at a manufacturing forum in Pella, Iowa.
We'd say there would be no corporate tax for people who make things here in America.
They're spending a lot of time in the state with just 2 months until the caucuses. Texas Governor Rick Perry and Minnesota Congresswoman Michelle Bachmann each led the pack in Iowa at one point. The candidates are looking to regain that momentum with their plans to create jobs.
I want everybody to have more money, and my tax plans do that, and that's what American president needs to be doing.
I want to have a flatter, fair, more simple tax code.
Current Iowa frontrunner Herman Cain was missing from Tuesday's event. He's here in Washington, but instead of promoting his 999 tax plan, he's still addressing sexual harassment allegations. Politico reported accusations that Cain acted inappropriately toward 2 women when he led the National Restaurant Association in the 1990s. He's had to backpedal after initially denying he knew anything about it.
Any discrepancy is just merely because trying to remember exactly what the parameters were from 12 years ago is just a little difficult.
So far, Cain's explanation is not hurting his fundraising. His chief of staff said the campaign raised $250,000 online in one day. Danielle Nottingham, CBS News, the White House.
Dr. Conrad Murray will not testify his trial.
Testimony at the trial of Michael Jackson's doctor is over, and lawyers are preparing their closing arguments. Karen Brown has the latest from the courthouse in Los Angeles.
From that, would you be...
A propofol expert testified that the amount of drugs Dr. Conrad Murray says he gave Michael Jackson should not have been dangerous.
The dose of propofol that we're talking about here, that is a dose that might be used to produce a little bit of anxiety relief, a little bit of sleepiness.
Dr. Murray is accused of giving the pop singer a fatal dose of the anesthetic propofol in an IV drip. But Dr. Paul White first focused on the sedative lorazepam. He said the prosecution's key witness, a former student of Dr. White's, didn't consider the levels of the powerful sedative that may have accumulated in Jackson's body after days of use, and that the singer may have taken it orally.
The theory that we've proposed is just a lot more rational and would represent a more appropriate clinical situation.
The defense surprised the prosecution with new computer models of what they say happened in Michael Jackson's bedroom the day he died. So the judge gave prosecutors the weekend to prepare for their cross-examination. The state spent 4 weeks and called more than 30 witnesses in laying out its case against Dr. Murray. Prosecutors tried to show the cardiologist was reckless and inept in his care of his superstar patient, and that he should have never been giving Jackson propofol for sleep. The case is expected to go to the jury next week. Karen Brown, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Now Tiffany Lester joins us with sports.
Tiffany, I know for our Trojan teams, we haven't been seeing the greatest times as far as getting some points on the board and actually winning games.
That's right. We have been on kind of a losing streak lately with a lot of our Trojan athletics, but hopefully tonight we'll start a whole new change in direction in a better way, and we'll be winning. So hopefully we'll get some wins, and I'll get into that right now. The Troy volleyball team may have finished their road schedule with a 9-9 mark, but they hope to boost their current home record of 6-1 tonight as they begin a 5-match homestand to close out the regular season. They welcome rival South Alabama to Sartain Hall, and this will be the second meeting of the year between the Trojans and the Jaguars. The Trojans have a 2-game cushion over the South Alabama Jaguars in the Sun Belt East Division standings as they won the last meeting 3-1 in Mobile in October. The Trojans and Jags are set to begin tonight at 7 p.m. And after wrapping up their regular season at home last Friday against South Alabama, the Troy soccer team now turns their attention to the postseason. With a 4-7 finish in their conference, the Trojans secured the final seat in the Sun Belt tournament. But the Trojans will have their work cut out for them because as the 8th seed, they are set to take on the conference champions, North Texas, in the first round. Troy fell to North Texas earlier this season 1-4 in Denton, and Coach Chris Bentley talks about the challenge that the team will be facing.
Now we'll be the 8th seed, so ultimately we'll have to go in there. It's a little different last year being the 5th, but I think we'll be able to go in. You win your first game and you got the number 1 seeds route, so I think we just got to go in with a positive attitude and take it with what we got.
This is the 3rd straight season the Trojans have qualified for the postseason tournament, but they're still seeking their first postseason victory. Troy will take on North Texas at 4 tomorrow in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And even though the Troy University football team may be feeling a little down in the dumps since losing their last 3 games, all of which were conference losses, they still have a chance to redeem themselves. The Trojans are still at the halfway point of the season. They have 5 more games to end up with a winning season. Even though their loss to FIU on national television last Thursday still stings, they have to move on and play the rest of their schedule that starts this week against Navy in Annapolis. Even though their record sits at 2-5 right now, if the Trojans win out, they would be 7-5 and possibly looking at a bowl. But Coach Blakeney knows that it will be a challenge.
But I told the team the other night, I said, we're playing, 5 more? You can win every one of them. We certainly could lose every one of them because there's a good enough talent in our league across the board, and certainly Navy. Navy's no snoozer, I'm telling you now. They're serious business, and I think our kids are taking them that way, but we better. But point well taken, it's still some time. We win 5 straight games. Ain't nobody gonna remember this.
The Trojans have their first chance at 5 in a row this Saturday against the Midshipmen. The kickoff for Troy and Navy is set for 2:30 Central Time. So, Courtney, hopefully all of our athletic teams, football, soccer, and volleyball, can get some points on the scoreboard and bring home some W's because we definitely need it as a Trojan.
Exactly. Our Trojan fans are definitely looking to have some celebration.
I know, right?
Thank you, Tiffany.
Thank you.
Still to come, new studies show what can increase risk of breast cancer in women. We'll find out when we come back.
Plus, it's cool in the mornings and warms up throughout the day, but the skies are still clear. The good times continue to roll. Bree?
There may be a slight difference in those picture-perfect conditions later on this week. I'll have more coming up next in weather.
Check out this chef, right?
That's so gay. Please don't say that. It's like if I thought this pepper shaker was stupid and I said, man, this pepper shaker is so 16-year-old boy with a cheesy mustache. When you say that's so gay, do you realize what you say? Knock it off.
Take my hand and start a brand new day. Underneath everything we are all people. And when we reach out a hand to one, we can influence the condition of all. That's what it means to live united.
Hands can do incredible things. Now they can even help save a life with hands-only CPR. If you see an adult suddenly collapse, just call 911, then push hard and fast in the center of the chest until help arrives. Learn more at handsonlycpr.org.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning TrojanVision Nightly News.
A study shows that there are new risks that can increase the chances of women getting breast cancer.
It shows that alcohol, even if only consumed in small amounts, can increase chances of developing the disease. Randall Pinkston reports from New York.
Tracy Richards enjoys an occasional drink.
Probably 1 to 2, maybe 3 on a Friday night.
But a new study shows even low levels of alcohol could have consequences. Research in the Journal of the American Medical Association shows women who drink small amounts of alcohol, 3 to 6 drinks a week, increase their risk of breast cancer by 15%. Researchers also found heavier drinkers, women who had at least 2 drinks per day, increased their risk by 51% compared to women who never drink.
It's most important what someone does over a long period of time, not what she just does over the past week or past month.
Doctors aren't quite sure what the connection is between alcohol and breast cancer, but they think it has something to do with how alcohol affects estrogen levels in the body.
Alcohol may also change the sensitivity of tissues to estrogen.
The study author says it's up to the individual to weigh the risks. A woman with a history of breast cancer may want to cut down on her drinking, but a woman with heart problems may want to continue having a glass of wine for the cardiovascular benefits. Richard says she will try to drink less.
If I were younger, like in my 20s, say, it wouldn't matter so much to me. But being older and wiser, definitely. And with a history, definitely. A family history, my grandmother.
Breast cancer?
Mm-hmm.
Researchers say there's always time to cut back and lower your risk. Randall Pinkston, CBS News, New York.
And now Bree Sanders joins us with weather.
So Bree, it's been really clear, it's been cool, it's been comfortable. Will these temperatures stay?
Well, yes, we have been experiencing the very cool and comfortable temperatures, and they might be getting a little bit cooler later on this week, but I'll have more coming up in a little bit. Let's take a look at our campus snapshot. Right now on campus, we see that it's a beautiful day on the quad, so whether you're headed to class or you're headed home from work, you might want to stop and just take in the new fall weather coming in. Taking a look at our current conditions. Right now we have sunny skies, temperatures at 70 degrees, dew points at 34 degrees, humidity is at 26%, barometers at 30.22 inches and steady. Winds are coming in from the east, southeast at 7 miles per hour. Today's statistics, the high today was 73, the low will be 40. There was no rain today. The sun rises at 7:01 a.m. and it should set at 5:55. Take a look at our temperatures around the state. Huntsville coming in with the low at 68, Birmingham at 81, Montgomery with 69, Troy at 70, as well as Phoenix City at 70, Dothan at 69, and Mobile with the highs at 74. Looking at our current temperatures around the southeast, in our area we're experiencing some lower 70-degree weather, but as we head throughout the southeast, we see those temperatures get cooler, moving into the mid-60s and even the lower 60s, Florida in the 80s as well as Texas in the 80s, a lot warmer than what we're looking at today. Looking at our temperatures across the United States, on the West Coast we see they're in the mid-60-degree range in the upper 70s, but as we move throughout the Midwest, we see those temperatures get a little bit cooler into the 40s, some even in the lower 30s. Looking at our departure from normal, we see that in the Midwest they're about 17 degrees cooler than what they have been experiencing lately, and we're about 6 degrees cooler than where we've been. Looking at our current surface map, we see that we have a few low pressure systems here in the Midwest with a cold front coming in, another reason to why they have those very cold temperatures. But as we look closer in our area, we see that we have a high pressure system here in the Carolinas, but nothing much going on in our area, giving us some light winds about 3 miles per hour. We see that we have this cold front here in the Atlantic that came in a couple days ago, bringing in those lower temperatures for us. Looking at our precipitation forecast for the next 48 hours, in our area, it looks like we should remain clear, but as we look to the east of us, and into the Midwest, they will be experiencing about ½ inch of rain or so. It looks like it's heading to our area. We should be on the lookout for that. For tonight's forecast, we should be in about the low 40s, a little bit warmer than last night, but nevertheless, you might want to keep that light jacket with you just to remain warm. As we head into Wednesday, we see no rain. It should still be beautiful sunshine, but we do see the rain moving in through the Midwest. And on Thursday, we see that rain heading into our area, giving us about a 40% chance of rain. So once again, keep that light jacket with you with the umbrella as well. Heading into Friday, we see that rain clears out of our area, giving us a very sunny, very pretty start for our weekend. As we move into Saturday, still no rain, but as we see in the Midwest, they will be having those strong winds and a little bit of rain here. Florida experiencing a little bit of rain in their area. For tonight's forecast, we have clear skies, a chilly night, light winds coming in from the east at 4 miles per hour with a low of 40 degrees. So tonight, like I said, you might want to keep that jacket with you. Nothing too much though. You will be pretty warm as compared to last night. For tomorrow's forecast, we have beautiful sunshine. It'll be very windy. Winds coming in from the east at 10 miles per hour with a high of 74. So much like today, it'll be very cool in the morning, but as we head throughout the afternoon and the evening, it will warm up to about 74 degrees, so you can lose that jacket and enjoy your day. As we take a look at our 4-day forecast for tomorrow, we see the high will be 74 with a low of 36. Thursday, the high will be 76 with a 30% chance of rain, the low at 39. And with that rain bringing in those cool temperatures on Friday with a high of 69 and the low of 40. Saturday, the high will be 75. So yes, Yasmin, we have been seeing those very cool temperatures later on, and because of the possibility of rain tomorrow, it'll get a little bit cooler throughout the rest of the week, but we should still have picture perfect weather as we've been seeing lately.
Great, we'll keep that in mind. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Bree.